Yo, what is going on, guys? Alex here with TheCardGuyz, and today I want to go over a special deck that I've been working on for you guys. It's called Yosenju's. Now, a lot of people don't know what Yosenju's do, so that's what I'm here for. Yosenju's are essentially an engine used with a stun deck. They are all level 4 Beast Warriors, and they're all wind monsters. Here, let me pull them out real quick. So Now I'm going to explain what all of these guys do. Yosenju's essentially came out in this last set, the Secret Forces, along with Nekroz. Nekroz are dominating the format right now, and this deck I've found to actually beat Nekroz because of the way it moves. They're all level 4 Beast Warriors, and they're all wind monsters. So they're going to return back to your hand at the end of the turn. If they haven't been breakthrough or finished or whatever. So they all have different effects. When they're all of them when they're normal summoned, besides this one, are going to normal summon another one out of your hand. So if I summon a Kama 1, I can summon a Kama 2. I just can't summon one of the same number out of my hand. So since this one, it's called Sujik, since this one does not normal summon another one out of your hand, you're going to want to make it the last one on the chain if you're chain summoning them. So if I summon 1, 2, and then Sujik, that would be the ideal way to do it. Now they all each have their individual effects as well, besides the fact that they can normal summon another one, and they return back to the hand at the end of the turn. Now Kama 1 is going to return a face-up card on the field back to the hand. I consider this the best one because of that effect. That effect is just really, really good right now. As you guys know, Compulsory Evacuation Device is a very good card right now. But it's also really slow. It's a trap. So if I control another Yosenju monster, I can return a face-up card on the field back to the hand. So I can return, whatever, Dante on the field, or Trishula, or whatever on the field. But anyway, that effect is really good. Kama 2. You can attack your opponent directly, but the damage is halved. It's an 1800 attack, so you're going to do 900 damage. Now Sujik acts like an honest. You can ditch it from your hand to the grave. If a Yosenju monster you control does battle with another monster, it gains 1000 attack. Or, if this card's on the field, I can activate his effect to target any Yosenju monster, including himself, and give him 1000 attack. So, if I normal summon Kama 1 to summon Sujik, I can attack directly and give it 1000 attack. So you're going to do 1400 damage instead of 900 damage, which is for a direct attack. That's amazing. And Kama 3, the last one, is the second best one for sure, in my opinion. You want to have Kama 3 and Kama 1 on the field at all times if you can. Kama 3, when another Yosenju monster does damage, you can search a Yosenju card from your deck. Now that's Yosenju card, not just monster. So you can search, there's a counter trap, you can search the counter trap. There's also a field spell that I don't play, but you can search it. Actually, no, that field spell I don't think you can search because it says Yosen or something like that. I don't know, but field spell's bad, we don't have to worry about it. But you can search any of these guys, any one that you don't have. So you can return a card on the field, search a card, and then do direct damage. Now Sujik, like I said, he's 1000 attack. If he's on the field, I can target any Yosenju monster and give him 1000 attack. Or I can ditch him from my hand and use him like an honest effect to give him 1000 attack during the damage step. So all these monsters really good. They all return back to the hand at the end phase, which you'll see the card choices that I've picked for the deck. Why that's really, really, really good. You don't leave them on the field to just get murdered by Clifforts or by Nekroz or whatever. The last monster of the deck is it's a pendulum monster. It's called Yosenju Senchu L. Now when this monster is in the pendulum zone, you can destroy it instead of destroying one of your Yosenju monsters that you control when it would be destroyed by battle or card effect. So if you activate this and then start pendulum summoning, when they activate Bottomless, you can just destroy this. If they activate Mirror Force, when you attack, you can just destroy this. So it's really, really handy to have to save your monsters. If you happen to draw 2 of these, you don't want it to clog in your hand, it's also a 2100 wall. When it's normal summoned, you switch to defense, and it's a wall. It's got 2100 defense, 0 attack. So you can, since it is a Yosenju monster, you can normal summon like Kama 2, normal summon this, switch it to defense, and, you know, attack, and then you can overlay with it. So it's a level 4 as well. So it definitely is almost never dead. You don't want to play 3 of it though, because you want to be able to get damage in. You want to draw the good monsters. I wouldn't play a third one of these over, you know, like playing a good trap. Traps are just really, really key this format, especially in a stun deck. So 2 of this guy. Last monster is a Thunder King. Thunder King is obviously one of the best monsters to ever come out. Neither player can add monsters from their deck to their hand, except by drawing them. Now this is going to shut down Nekroz. It's going to shut down, whatchamacallit, it's going to shut down Clifforts, because both of those decks, they revolve around adding cards to from their deck to their hand. Now if you summon a Thunder King and your opponent has 2 scouts in hand, they instantly just became dead. They have to have an out to this card. One of their outs obviously is playing a monster and putting a sacrifice on it, because not even a normal summoned monster can get over this because he's 1900. So this card is just really, really good. You're going to have traps to back him up. Obviously, like I said, this is a stun deck, so you're going to play a lot of traps. We're about to get into those though. But definitely play 1 Thunder King. 3 Duality. None of them normal summon. They're all normal summon monsters, and they don't special summon, which is the best part about this deck. You don't have to play. You don't have to play around emptiness. You can utilize 3 emptiness, which obviously I'm going to show you in a minute. But duality basically says, you know, you mill. Everybody knows what duality does. You mill 3 cards, and you can't special summon for the turn. We don't care about special summoning, so it's just a free plus for us. Definitely play 3 duality. 3 Tenki. They're all Beast Warriors. We can search any of them with Fire Formation Tenki. If I have 3 in my hand, I'll search 1. Like I said, 3 and 1 is definitely the best combo. Fire Formation Tenki is a must. Now for the one-ofs. I don't have a Dark Hole, don't laugh at me. So I just put in a proxy here. But anyway, all the monsters instantly bounce back to your hand at the end phase, unless they're, you know, Breakthrough Skilled or Veilered or whatever, you know, but we don't have to worry about that too bad. But as you guys know, everybody is main decking Dark Hole and Regeki right now. These cards are literally useless against this deck, so there's just more cards in their hand that just don't do anything versus us, which I can't even stress how good that is. Like, you're not going to be able to Snatch Steal us, you're not going to be able to Dark Hole us, and you're not going to be able to Regeki us. 3 of the big power cards that instantly make other decks just lose. They have no effect on us. Unless we go into, you know, Karen Gorgon or Chidori or whatever, you know. But yeah, 3 power cards, definitely play these cards. You want to clear their board and just attack for damage, because there are a lot of people that'll just put big monsters on the board. Like I said, Clifforts is definitely the hardest matchup for this deck because of how, you know, because of its field presence, and Clifforts lose to all 3 of these cards. So that's why we want to make sure we have at least 1 in our hand. So those 3 cards, and Book of Moon. Book of Moon, there's a reason this card's at 1. This card is just ridiculous. If Clifforts summon a monster, instantly Book of Moon it so they can't equip Sacrifice. That's just the best. I don't know what you want me to tell you there. But against Burning Abyss, this card's a Dark Hole. You Book of Moon one of their monsters, they all blow up. And then they can't summon any more monsters for the rest of the turn. Like, that's amazing. But anyway, Book of Moon is always going to come in handy. You know, you attack, Mirror Force, Book of Moon, you know. Like, it just dodges cards that you don't want to get hit by. So, Book of Moon, definitely. Now, Trap. The 1 counter trap for the deck. It's called Yosenju's Secret Move. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, while you control a face-up Yosenju card, and all face-up monsters you control are Yosenju monsters, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy this card. So now the requirement for this card is that you control a face-up Yosenju card, not a monster, a card, and that all monsters you control are Yosenju monsters, but you don't have to control a monster. That's just an extra additional requirement in case you like Snatch Steal one of their monsters, or you have Thunder King on the field or whatever. But that goes back to the Pendulum monster. When the Pendulum monster is up here, you can activate this because it's the Yosenju card. So that's why we play 2 of it as well. Now this is basically an Infernity barrier, as you guys know. Infinity's 1 worlds. Why would you not play this card? I mean, Infinity's 1 worlds with Infernity barrier at 1, so like this is just the best. Now a good loop with the deck is to run Kama 3, Kama 1, have this in your deck, attack with Kama 3, bounce a card with Kama 1, attack with Kama 1, search for Kama 3, and you can search the counter trap. So If we have the pendulum in our hand or we have the counter trap in our hand, we search one or the other to make them alive. That's a really good play you can do with the deck. So that's the counter trap. Macrocosmos. All the cards return on the field back to your hand at the end phase. All monsters, I mean. Macro hurts almost every deck right now. This is a stun deck, like I keep saying. Macro is just play macro. There's a reason this card's at 1-2. This deck utilizes so many 1-ofs. Solemn Warning, Torrential, Bottomless. The three big cards. Bottomless is really, really good this format. You're not going to have any monsters on the field, so why would you not play Torrential? And Warning. You just want to keep stopping their summons. You want to keep stopping their summons, and you want to keep putting monsters on the board. So it's Solemn Warning. Definitely should need to play Solemn Warning. 3 Fiendish Chain. Now, this card is very, very, very underrated right now. This card is so good. The only time you're ever going to lose to Nekroz is when they successfully summon Trishula and activate its effect, and it resolves. Fiendish Chain just stops Trishula in its place. Like, I mean, it also acts as a battle stopper. You want more battle traps. So Fiendish Chain is just really, really good. I mean, you guys know what Fiendish Chain does, but play 3 of this. There's no reason not to play 3 of this card. It's going to stop pretty much everything that kills you right now. You don't want monster effects going off. You don't want, you know, when they attack you with a Dante, you're going to Fiendish Chain it, leave it in attack position. It's going to have 1,000 attack. You're just going to kill it, you know, the next turn. You don't want, you know, Disc summoning 4 monsters out on the field, you know, and then it can't attack. And so, I mean, you just don't want to get flooded and run over. You don't want to get hit by Trishula. That's really the main reason you run this card. It's because if Trishula resolves, you lose. You just can't come back from losing, you know, a card out of your hand, your graveyard, and on your field. It's really, really hard to come back from. I'm not saying you can't, but 3 Emptiness. Like I said, we dodge Emptiness. And this card single-handedly beats Nekroz, and it single-handedly beats Burning Abyss. Play 3 of this card. 2-Dimensional Prison and 2 Mirror Force. 2 of each is a good ratio. You play 3-Dimensional Prison, they can just, you know, get around it. You know, if they put 5 monsters on the board, like a lot of decks do right now, you're only going to be able to hit one of them, which obviously if you're playing Cliff Forts, you're going to hit the big one. And then Mirror Force. Mirror Force is one of the best cards this format right now. Mirror Force, like I said, everything is pretty much an OTK deck right now. This card single-handedly beats this deck, because if all your monsters aren't allowed to return back to your hand, you're gonna have 3 monsters on the board and you're gonna die if you can't get another monster. So 2 and 2 is definitely just a good ratio. That's it for the main deck. You can change, you know, different ratios, try out different things. There's some level 6 monsters for the Yosenjus. I definitely think that this is the most consistent build. I've been playing with it for a while now. You really can't change the ratio of the monsters too much besides the Pendulum and the Sujik. I think some people are playing 2 Sujik. I don't see why not. He's a 2,000 beater on the field, or he's an honest. You always want to have him. He makes the counter trap live. I just don't see why you wouldn't play a 3 Sujik. Anyway, let's go into the extra deck real quick. One card that this deck can play, Lightning Chidori. Lightning Chidori says that when it's special summoned, you can target a set card on your opponent's side of the field and return it to the bottom of the deck. Then you can detach a material from this card and return a face-up card on the field to the top of the deck. So you can set them back a turn, basically. If they have a really sucky card face-up on the field, say, I don't know, say you Fiendish Chained, I don't know, a stupid monster like Satellanite, Vega, or whatever, you know, and they don't have another monster in their hand, say they, or just any face-up card. Just return like a face-up trap that doesn't do anything to you, like Emptiness or something. You know, put Emptiness back on top of their deck or something that's not going to hurt you next turn. But this card is really, really good. You can also return Dante's, Trishula, Brio, just anything they leave face up on the field, go ahead and return it back. You don't really necessarily need to play 2 of these. I think I should mention this because, as you guys can tell, this deck is pretty budget. You don't really have to pay a whole lot to get the entire deck. But these are kind of expensive right now. I think they're like $25 a piece, but don't feel like you need to play 2 of these. It doesn't come up too much. When it does, it wins the game, but you don't really need to play 2 of these. 2 Cowboy. You do need to play 2 of these. Some people aren't playing 2 Cowboy. I have no idea why. When you attack with 4 monsters on field and then go double Cowboy for game, that's no TK. That comes up a lot. You think that won't come up? You're going to open 4 monsters. They're going to leave their field open, and you're just going to win. If they Veiler the one Cowboy, you can go into the other one, and then they're threatened by two different Cowboys that both have 2,400 defense that they have to get over, or they're going to lose next turn with your traps. So definitely run 2 Cowboy. Tiger King, they're all Beast Warriors. There is a Fire Fist build of the deck that you can play. You can start running Bear and Tensu. This card becomes better if you decide to run a build like that. I think this build's better personally, or I would have showed you the other build. But Tiger King's definitely good for getting your tankies. 2 Ragna Zeros. Ragna Zero just kills Clifford single-handedly. Run 2 of these. And then just some staple cards. Exton 101, Rebellion, Karen Gorgon, Castell, Downerd, Abyss Dweller, and Rhapsody. Karen Gorgon and Exton are probably the 2 best out of these. I go into Karen Gorgon a lot to save the emptiness. If you guys don't know what Karen Gorgon does, you can basically, when an opponent's card effect targets a card on your side of the field, you can redirect. You can attach a material and redirect the target with this card. Like if they try to MST or emptiness, just redirect the MST to one of their cards, or I mean one of your other cards. And so basically, yeah, Karen Gorgon is definitely good, and we all know why Exton's good. Now, I have a little bit of a side deck built here. I don't have all the cards that I want for the side deck, so I'm just going to go over some options for you guys. This is my favorite part about this deck. This deck is not limited whatsoever by what you can side deck. Like Clifford's, any face-up cards, they can't side deck hardly because they're already going to be targets for what's getting side decked against them, which is MSTs and Fairy Winds and whatnot. So definitely you can side pretty much whatever. Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is really good against Nekroz right now. And it's good in the mirror match. If you're playing a mirror match of Yosenju's and you negate their first one, they're stuck with 1 normal summon and they have to leave their monster on the field. That's really good. So definitely recommend siding Effect Veiler. Max C is still good against Burning Abyss. Swift Scarecrow, we kind of lose if we don't draw our battle traps. And we're not, because when our monsters return back to our hand, we kind of leave the field open a little bit. So Swift Scarecrow is definitely good. Twister and MST. Twister and MST are for the Clifford matchup. Clifford matchup's kind of hard for us, so definitely need to side some hate there for that matchup. I also recommend siding Mistake. I don't have any mistakes. But Mistake is definitely going to be in my side deck when I play this deck. Mistake doesn't let your opponent add cards to their hand, basically, so it's going to destroy Clifford's, it's going to destroy Nekroz, and those obviously I keep repeating that those are the 2 big decks right now, so we definitely want to stop that. Burning Abyss hasn't given me too much trouble, Nekroz hasn't given me too much trouble, it's just the Clifford matchup that we have trouble with, so definitely recommend siding Mistakes and MSTs. Debunk destroys Nekroz. I don't know why people aren't citing this. When they ditch this to search with Brio, you just banish Brio. Like, you just negate it and banish it. And then they just have to stop. And they're like, wow, I can't search this turn, And so, Debunk is so good. Wiretap for the Satella Knight matchup and for the mirror match. Or I like to side this in going first against Clifforts because of skill drain. When they activate skill drain, they pay the 1,000 or whatever, you negate it and shuffle it back into the deck. So Wiretap is really good. There are some other cards you can side deck, like Shared Pride, but I think that these are some of the best cards for the deck. The deck is really good, guys. Highly recommend playing it if you haven't played it already. Check out Yosenju's, and if you have any questions about the deck, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. Let me know your builds. If you want to play on DNs sometime, our DNs are in the description, and we will see you guys later.